Hello everybody and welcome to another tutorial in camera and lens repair. And this time I will, after long thinking and looking into service manuals, show you how you can reach the back lens group, and there will also be other details in this Olympus XA. Yeah, this nice little camera is actually very popular still, even if you think how old it is. But I mean, some people, they said they have problem with the fungus on the back here, which I would think after many years in different condition, it can be a problem. Well, but how do we actually deal with that? Well, to do that we need some tools, at least a JIS 2.5 millimeter crosset screwdriver. This is something called Moody Tools, and I buy it on fixit.com. No, I'm not sponsored by any company, so that we get that clear. We need some tweezers, different sorts, can be very handy, especially this homemade is actually very good to get small springs. You probably can see there's a hole in the middle of the two legs, right? I mean, in the very front, and it's good to reach small springs and unpin them or put them on the pin again. I think it's very handy. I think you can make it yourself. Some dentist tool can also be very handy, at least to make some scratch on different parts. Also those with a spade, this very thin, is also very useful. I will tell when we come to that point. So let's dig into it and see what we can do and find out. You see, the camera is actually working. If we set, have to wipe the shutter, and wow, it says click. Well, it has a problem because it cannot be open because there's missing the roller in here. I got the camera for free because there was some problem. Also, you see the front cover is not really into correct place. It can be, you can open and close the lid, but there's something broken off here of the plastic in here. You probably can see it here. But it can be useful to make a video about. So let's dig into it. We need to take out the battery. So that's begin with a cover. I mean, we can take off the cover after the battery cover. And I need a coin. Use a coin for that to get out the two batteries. So off with that. And see, there are there are two screws, 4 screws here. There's also one underneath the function lever here. And for that we need to unscrew it. This and this screw are the same. The two others are smaller. So the 3 of them are actually same size. And so we do that. And place them. If you arrange the screws and other parts, so you are sure which one is where it goes. That's the way I do it. Well, there may be different way of doing it, depending on what you think. So now I set the lever back to normal position. So to get the plate, the cover here, button cover here off, it's better to set the focusing lever here in the middle, and then you can pull it off. It should be possible. So here we are, and off for that. And now we have a look underneath here. See, the lever is working like this. It's just very simple. Oh, come on. So yeah, away with that. So next thing is actually, which is very important. You see, the film transportation gears and the advance mechanism has to be aligned before we actually do anything. So if you can see, I set some marks here around, but we will just be sure where things are in line, lined up. So I'll just advance the camera and firing the shutter and get the gears into that place where I began. So before you begin to actually especially disassemble, let's see where it is. Before you take out this gear, well, it doesn't really matter, but it does actually. It's very important. So we simply need to set a mark here, here where those gear wheels are in line, and also here, just to make sure where the gears are correct positioned. That's very important. So before we do anything, we will make scratches a lot. And no one will see it, so you can actually do whatever you want. But it's important before you take it apart. The service manual does say something, but it's better that you have everything in lined up. Part of the gear wheel are actually quite hard steel, so you can do it in that way, or you can actually use a permanent marker to set different marks here, so you can find them again, the correct position. I think that's important, because this part here will stay on the housing. All the other parts, it will say the circuit board here, and all this stuff here, not except for the battery chamber. All the other stuff is coming out when I pull off the whole lens shutter assembly, when we come to that. So be sure. And also it's good to, when I set the bottom part here, which is it's the lever, the function lever here, also has to be lined up correctly before you take it apart. So you could also make a scratch somewhere. Let's say we could just make a scratch here, so you know the position of this switch lever. That's important. Now, then we continue to the top, and it all begins with the shutter button. And where is my tool? Here. And for that, I will use a very, very thin spade. You can see here. And for that, you simply lift up the shutter button up here. There is some glue on it, or double adhesive tape. So here we are, and it's off. And it's not really something special, but just so we know. So, and now we have exposed a screw, and I actually, all the screws I need to unscrew, I actually, in this case, because I think it was a good idea, I actually paint them red, just with a permanent marker. So I think it would be easier for you to follow. This one, this, and also up here, and there will be more inside when we come to that. So off with that screw on the top, out, and put it aside with the shutter button. I think it will be easier to remember when we come to that. Also a screw here on the back, and you can also put that to the shutter button, because then you will know it's actually part of that. Well, I think it's just easier. And then we begin with we continue with the what do you say? The rewinder. Yep. Nothing special. But before we can we unscrew it fully, we can just open the lid here. So it's also possible, which is a good thing, you can also open the lid by pressing this little pin here on the bottom. So easy. And then we can actually reach the inside here. So off with that. And we can just lay this, we can let this rewinder pin stay into the camera. And to get things more easy, I would think it's a good idea to take off the 3 screws here that hold the back cover. It's very annoying to have that moving around. And since I have been into the camera, this cover that actually sits on here, you can just unhook it with a small knife and reach it here, or on the bottom part. It should be easy. Now off with that 3 screws, and they are really small, very short. So for that, because then it will also be easier to get the to actually get the top cover off, because it's locked into place. So we can just click it open. Oh, it fell down. So and now we can see it here. It's not something special. It sits on here. So off with that now. And then I can take off the front cover. And if there was a roller, underneath here, which there are not, we can simply push it open and lift it up here, you see, and click it free. And then if there was a roller, it should be here, but it wasn't. So, and that's it. Now this switch here, this pin here, is actually when you open the camera, it will go from that side to this side, and you see it also opens the rangefinder window, because this is actually a rangefinder camera. Now, off with the front here, but yeah, we'll take off the top cover here. There. So, and then it should be possible to actually come off here, as I remember. Yeah, we have to take off the front here first. As I remember. It's a long time since I've been into the camera, but we will see. So, off with that. Oh, I forgot something. I really forgot something, which is, well, there is a screw underneath here. Yeah, I forgot. Sorry for that. That was really not good. But you see, it's also good in another way, because then you will not forget it. Oh gosh. You see the small screw here underneath? That's sometimes problems when you open cameras, which you think, okay, it's just straightforward. Nah, not really. So that's good to know. Yeah, things happen now and then. So there, and now we can actually take off the top cover here, and for that I just need to pull it open here. Should be possible. There should not be any other screws here, as I remember. Which I think there was not. Well, they are click into place, as I remember. Yeah, off it comes. You see the, well, better put the screw on. I was wrong to take that off. It's not really necessary. Well, so now you see this black cover here, which actually open when you turn off on the camera. it'll go all the way out to that side since you open the camera. See, it's also go in between the gap here. See the window here and the front cover, it goes between it because the gap, you can see, hopefully you can see it here. See, so we better take that off too. Remember how it's facing. You should not have the shiny plate on the back here. It should be the matte side. So off with that. And then we come into more electronic stuff here, and for that you see the circuit board here, which is flexible circuit boards. Remember how the wires are connected, because we'll take off the front the top cover here, because it's quite annoying to have it falling around. So there's a red wire, that's for the meter. The other is for the buzzer. This one is the buzzer. Next is the black wire to the buzzer. And the last one is the black wire to the meter. Remember that. So we better, oh gosh, we better take that wire off. It's very thin, so be careful. So off for that. And then now we have much better look into what's happened inside here. And the next thing we do, the thing I need to do is I need to unscrew 4 screws. It will say, I mean 5 screws actually. There's one here on the bottom. There's one here, and there's one, if we pushing down the aperture, there's one here, and there's one over here underneath the flash connection arm, and there's one here down to the bottom. Remember, there are spacers underneath here, there. It's not under the screw, it's under the actual board, where, I mean the board where everything is connected. So it sits between the metal and the plastic. Be sure for that. They can be between 1.4 millimeter and 2.1, as I as I read in the service manual. So that's very important to get that clear. Before we continue, I will take off the flash connection thingy arm, and it's also connected to a little pin here. Actually part of it. See, it goes against a switch here. So when it's not connected, it's let's open and close the switch here. Now take that off and we begin with the spring, and for that I think this very handy spring tool here, this one is very handy for that. So you simply grab it and pull it out so, and take it off. Oh, not running away. And we take also off the bar, I think it's called the bar. Take that off too. And should not be that hard. Let's see if we can do it. Where's my tweezer? I have a tweezer. So you can get it off by lifting it out a little. So now we are closer to the inside here. And to even get closer into it, let's see. I will take off the advance mechanism, because we will go into that before we can take out the whole assembly here. But before doing so, I need to, let's see, to actually advance the camera all the way to the marks I had in the beginning. So before I take this out, well, it doesn't really matter, but it's just better you have things in line, lined up. It will not take long. And one full turn, and one click there. Here we should be there. Now then we can unscrew this, and that's important. This has to be unscrewed clockwise, just so we know that. See? And you can have a good grip here, so nothing will turn. In my case, it sits quite hard, so you probably, there's some rust in here. I don't know the camera's history. So you see, when you take off the gear wheel here, it will be important to also set a small mark on the actual axle here. Not only on the gear wheel, but also on the axle, because then it's much easier to remember where it should sit when it's lined up. So now I can take it off. Don't forget to set the marks. It's quite important. Another thing is here, we can also take this off. It's just a normal screw. So it's a little special screw for that, and we can take off the contact bridge here. So now we are much closer to actually take things out. I will also take off the screw here for the circuit board. Out with that, it's tiny. And then I will take off the actual counter and all that stuff But before doing so, I need to unsolder the two wires, the red one and the blue one. And I actually use a a permanent marker here to set a mark here, and the other of course is clear what it should sit. So we take that off. Do not use too much heat on the shutter button soldering pins. And there. So, for that. Now, remember there's a spacer here too, just in case you miss it. It should be there, at least in my camera. Now, to get the advance assembly here off, we need to unscrew this tiny, maybe it's not necessary. Yes, it is. We need to take off this contact here by this tiny screw, just so we have a So now it's much better, because it's not really necessary to take off the shutter button itself. Just keep that in place. But the advance mechanism is actually sitting with two screws. This here and the other one over here. So, and of course also the small screw here, which I need to take off. So off for that. Hopefully we can get it out. Maybe not. Well, I can just let it stay there and simply pull it away from the advance mechanism. So, and that's important, because underneath here I can take off the advance mechanism. There is a little pin, or a little part here. You see this pin here? I mean, not pin, but I would think it's a little roller or so. It can actually move like this, and it's connected to this little pin here. So when you advance the camera, this one will roll all the way around. See the little click? It will prevent the gear from going reverse. And it's actually connected to this little roller. Very clever made. So, off that. And now we are much closer to what actually will dig into the whole assembly here. And it's not necessary to take off the well, actually it is. I will take off the top, I mean the actual well, the optical part here, the viewfinder part, and the rangefinder movement mirror, I think it's called. And before I take off the assembly, shutter assembly, This camera has a little problem, as I found out, because I don't know. I actually don't know how can so much sand come into the viewfinder. I mean, it's really a lot. Maybe it has been on the beach or so. You see, to get the shutter assembly out, we need to actually unscrew the two screws that hold the rangefinder in place. And I think as I remember, I think it was the most important, the easiest way. So there is one screw here. Check the length, and there is one screw here inside the viewfinder. So off with that, and well, we'll see if we can get it out without scratching anything. Take care of the needle for the meter. See, you see down here. Oh, sorry. See the needle here? Maybe you can see it from the back here. Yeah. So now it should be loose. It takes also the meter with it. Now I think it should be possible, because I did it in a different way when I disassembled it at first. So I simply will take off the unsolder the from the meter circuit board here to get okay, so there, and also the other wire. So now it's free, hopefully. Yeah, you see underneath here something behind in here is actually a little pin. Maybe you can see it here. If we look there, right there, there is a little pin, and when I turn the focusing ring, you can see it slides in and out. That's a connection pin to the rangefinder itself. So when I turn the, when I move the focusing lever, you probably can see the little mirror is actually moving. Maybe not. Yeah, I think it would be that. If I have not unscrewed the two screws, you would see the little mirror move. Just very little. And this is also the way you actually, if we take a look in here, it's also the way you actually adjust the, I think it's the vertical alignment. I haven't seen it in the service manual, but you can take a look in that. So now it's free, actually. And as I remember, what was it? Yeah, you can take it off, but the little pin in here is actually this is the focusing, the rangefinder part, and which we see here. You see the mechanism. The little pin, where is it here? The little pin which is here, see, it will move when I turn the focusing ring, see, and then I can push it back again. So this tiny pin is actually pushing on this part here, and it's actually part of the mirror. You see, this lever here will move some parts, so the pin is actually pushing on this pin here. It's also the adjustment actually in this end. If it's out of focus or not focusing correct, you will actually, I mean, if you're focusing, I mean, adjust the focus ring here, so it's infinity is infinity, and it's not in line with the rangefinder. Well, you can adjust this little this little screw, and it will again press on the if this pin is set to infinity, let's say that it push on this lever here, and if it's not in line, you can just adjust it so it will be farther away or whatever it is, and then it will also if we see here, it will move the small mirror, just very little, but enough so it can move. It's not really much. It will move the mirror. So that's how it works. If we take a look here and dig into the camera, take off this screw here on the bottom. Out with that, nothing special. And now we come to the important thing. I just forgot the little pin here, so you're not missing it. Take it out and put it somewhere close to the viewfinder. Now, see, we have some circuit, flexible circuit board, which is here, and I simply need to take that out, to take the whole assembly out. It will be much easier in that way to reach the back lens group. And for that I will dig under the circuit board here with my dentist tool and have it free from the sticky tape or glue, whatever they used back then. But be careful. You can actually break the very thin copper tracks here. So there, and it's not that hard, but you see, it can be a little tricky. Just lift it up very lightly. So I think it's free. Yeah, I think it's fine. Now, next thing is we unscrew the 4 screws. But as I remember, you have to remember there are spacers. When I unscrew the 4 screws here, there are spacers underneath the metal. So having the camera like this, I mean the spacers was actually glued into place, but it's all glue and it gets hard. So well, they can fall out. So unscrew it. The screws are actually bigger than many of the other screws. And this goes here. Ooh. And there is also a small plate connection here. See this little is connected to the wire. You can just lift it out to one side, and we take off push the aperture lever all the way down, and then you can reach it. Not really necessary to take out. And then to reach the last screw, you will simply need to push the aperture lever all the way up to flash. Take care of the wires here. So it should be possible to take it out. Oh gosh. So now it should be possible to take out the whole assembly. Maybe there are, I cannot remember if there was one wire that need to be unsoldered, maybe the gray one here. See this gray one here. Cannot fully remember because I haven't been so much into the camera like now. So if we can really see what's going on, it looked like the flexible here is not fully off. Hopefully it will be yeah, it's not fully off, and there is not a screw down there. I don't know actually. No, it's just some sticky tape. Yeah, it is. So now we should be able, hopefully, to raisen it. And you see, you also have a circuit board down here, which you have to lift out and put it aside little, and then it should be able to take out the hole simply by twisting it a little. And you see there is a little gray wire that goes somewhere here. Yeah, I think it's better. You see it's connected to here. So what I will gonna do is actually desoldering here and take out the wire. So I think I'll be able to put it through the hole. Yeah, disconnect it there, and then I should be able to take out the wire through the hole in the bottom. So now it's free. Hopefully it's free, but I think there is also something with the red wire from the battery chamber that need to be unsoldered. Yeah, you can see there is a little problem, but I'll just let it stay there. And just so we have a little I mean, it's actually safe if we do like this. So it will stay there. So now we can see the back. I haven't been into the camera so deep, so that's what we take a look at it. And where's my tweezer here? So the red and black wire is actually for the, it goes on to the top here on the circuit board, which you can see there. Hopefully it's connected to there, and it also connected to there. Now before we continue, just to make sure all the spacers are in place, there is one here, there, and up here, this one here, and it's actually a bit loose, it seems to be, and there's one here. I mean, there can be difference in the size depending on how they have adjusted the camera. What I would like to do is actually try to unscrew the back of the go into the back lens group, which I think could be quite interesting. And I don't know how to do it actually. There should be something. Yeah, there is some foam here on the back, but it looks like there isn't any glue, I mean thread lock on it. Yeah, maybe I should just get rid of the two wires here from the battery chamber, if I can unsolder them. Well, there's a, yeah, I think I'll do that. I think it's just easier to work with without the wires being so there, and the other one so out. Nice little operation. So there and there. So now we have the whole shutter assembly, and see how it looks. Wow, what a mechanical stuff. I have no idea where all the sand is coming from, but yeah, we'll see. Now remember to take care of the different spacers here, so you will not lose them. So what I would like to do is actually come into the back lens group. How to reach that? Well, I was thinking, without knowing it, I was thinking of if I could use the rubber cone, if they have a correct size, to actually press onto the foam and try to unscrew it. Hopefully it's possible, but I don't know at the moment. But have a good grip on it. I think it will be hard to turn. So let's see if I can give a good grip on it, and sits really tight. I didn't expect that, but on the other hand, if they use a lot of thread lock back then, there could be an issue there. and I think they have used some, but I will just try again. Oh, this one here. It's really hard to turn, actually, and it looks like it's the only way to unscrew it. But if I can actually reach a place to put on some thread lock, I mean not thread lock, but some well, you know what I mean, isopropyl alcohol or so, by well, I should be able, where is there anything? It's really hard to see if there is anything here. Not really. Well, there's actually a space down here where I could probably add some with a small with a thinner cotton bud. You see, there are cotton buds and there are smaller cotton buds. So I'll try with the isopropyl alcohol, at least at first, to see how it will hopefully be possible to add a lot of, I mean, just a few drops, I would think, but I simply don't know yet. Simply add a lot of, just a few drops in here, and we will do another go. So hopefully it can reach the thread, and well, let's give it another go. Yeah, it's difficult to reach that. So let's see. Maybe it's not enough, but we can always try again. Where's a good place to hold it? I think it should be there. Yeah. Give it another go. Maybe oh, well, there is some space in here. That should be good to give it a few drops in here. Looks like there are some thread lock on this, but it's really difficult to get in here. Oh, that was not good. I think, yeah, there's going something in here. You can see it looks like it's possible to reach it, and the foam around the lens ring, I think it should be yeah, let's see how it will go. I don't know, but maybe it has to sit a little longer and soften the thread lock. I don't know. Yeah. Is it free or not? Nah. Cannot really see. One of the spaces fell out, So just be sure where it should sit. As I can see, it should sit up here. So I'll just add a little glue to put it on. Well, just take a little break and let it stay there. Okay, I think I found a solution for that, to actually reach the isopropyl alcohol to come into where it should work. See, an air bubble, you can buy it on the, probably buy it on the apotheke, and a serine needle, which I cut into, so it's not that shape, but it's more a straight cut. So just maybe a small, where is it, easy to access, should be there, I think, well, probably up here, I think. So just a tiny drop, so simply let it suck in, just a tiny drop, and let it simply add to the thread, just a little, and that's it. Maybe it's 2-3 drops, but I can access it to the correct position here, and hopefully it will be able, I will be able to unscrew the retaining ring that hold the back lens, hopefully. So I think this solution will be good also for other things. Let's see how to hold it proper to not damage anything. Let's see how it will go. So have a good grip on it. Oh, it's extremely tight. So maybe, I would think, maybe acetone would be the solution to add here. I don't know which kind of glue or thread lock they used back then, but I will simply use some pure acetone, and hopefully it will work, or I will damage my little bubble here. Let's see if it's possible. Oh, there. I think it should be enough. It's only maybe 2-3 small drops, which I think would be enough. Remember, acetone is actually softened plastic, so keep that in mind. Now I think it will work. If it works, I think it will work pretty fast. So let's see if it's possible to do now. No, it will not come off. Oh yes, haha! It comes, but what is it actually that comes off? Yeah, it cannot go any further. So I think the whole lens group is actually coming out. Okay. Well, well, how could that? I mean, it says in the repair manual, but at the same time, it also said that it should be one should yeah, here we can see the problem, actually what's going on. Hopefully you can see it too. You see, oh, all the glue. Okay, you see on the edge here, or maybe it's easier to show it here. Under the edge here, they have used tons of thread lock to actually tighten the lens element, the very back lens element. You see, also I can see now. I see it before. Didn't see it before. You see, there is a notch here, and there is also a notch here, and that's why one should be able to use a lens tool. But on the other hand, if they have spent so much thread lock here to actually have it tighten, you would not be able to unscrew it. You will be able to unscrew the whole lens group with this. So what I think I will do is actually add a lot of thread lock here onto the edge here, and in that way getting the, you see, the glue is actually softened, and I think it will be because of the acetone. It's really good for that. So what I'm gonna do, simply add a lot more. Where's a cotton bud here? Oh, we have a acetone. Oh, can we have some focus here? It evaporates very fast, but in this way you can actually get it to work pretty fast, and hopefully I can use the rubber cone to reach onto the back lens. So there, I think we will get it into to actually unscrew the lens element. Yeah, I think that should be enough, hopefully. Yeah, the last go. So there. I think it'll be enough for that. And put the lid on here. So now I should be able, with the smallest rubber cone, I would think, maybe in the next one. Nah. Okay. I think it will be the, maybe this one here. Should be able to do that. Have the bigger rubber cone, something like that. And hopefully if I use 3 of them, I have enough force to actually unscrew it. Yeah. sits extremely tight. Maybe we have to let it suck in a little. Or I could try to use a better press on it with a bigger one. Oh, it's really, okay, that way. Hopefully it will work. Will it work? No. Wow, that's amazing. Well, I can just exchange the foam around here. But you can see there is a little challenge. So maybe I will try with the isopropyl alcohol. It could be a solution. Just have to add a lot. Sometimes acetone is not the best thing to do. So there. And I think you will have to use a lot. So let it stay there a little. And get it to work. Hopefully. And we can try again with the rubber cones. I mean, it should be able to get it off, no matter what. No. Maybe if we twist it back and forth. Nope. Well, take a break. Okay, I have spent a lot more acetone on this, so we give it another go. It should came off, no matter what. This has really a tight fit. Amazing. But it as well, just take a look at the, see, if we look onto the repair manual, this it's a part I am actually trying to hold on to the back, and this is the ring, this is the foam, and this is the lens element. So this ring here, it has a thread that's screwed into this here, which I add a lot of acetone, and also try with the isopropyl alcohol. So maybe it has to sit a little longer or so, or I have to add a little more. Maybe, I don't know. I do not have any other rubber solution, but we can now stay a little longer to actually come into it. It has to come off, no matter what. amazing. That's simply amazing. I mean, there's any sign of that it just get loosened a little. Now, I think I will add more acetone to it and let it stay there a little. So see you later. Okay, we continue. I have added a lot of acetone to this, so let's see how it will go. Interesting. That's amazing. Okay, what if we do so? Let's see. Something like that into here. Yeah, maybe it's better. I have a better grip on it. At least 1 point. Maybe we do so. There are many possibilities with those rubber cones. So if we do it like this. Oh yeah. Now, something like that should be able to make a lot of force onto it, and hopefully well, take a break and add more of. That's just amazing. Now, okay, I will give it another go. It has sucked in a lot of isopropyl alcohol, lighter fluid, not lighter fluid, nail polish remover and acetone, so hopefully we can get it off. It's not really the best thing to do. See, it has actually done something. It's quite hard. It's really hard to actually get out. It gets quite stiff. So what's going on? Maybe it's a kind of Loctite they have used back then, and a lot of it. So it's really a shame on that. Well, maybe someone out there has an idea, so you're welcome to. Well, I will just yeah, hope you can use the info in this video, and there will be more stuff. Bye bye.